Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new painting tutorial, and this time I'm going to paint a Forgefiend. I will paint him with the plasma weapons and as well with the autocannons or these Gatling cannons. Okay, so we're going to do that, and I'm going to paint him under the Alpha Legion colors. The Alpha Legion that have to match in a way the Alpha Legion, my Alpha Legion. So it's not going to be really. So I will go for blue on the armor. I will add some scale patterns, and then I will combine this with greens. This is going to be my Maulerfiend and Forgefiend. But the Maulerfiend, I decided to go at the end for the Forgefiend over the Maulerfiend because I wanted to have a shooting instead of close combat, and I think in this edition both are working well. So we are going to start working. As you can see, I prime it in white, and I will start working on the wiring. So I will start working first on the belly and all these parts. The wires are quite high here, and I want to start distinguish the wire. And then for the wires I will go for a very dark color. I will go for not this one, Ashen Gray, okay? So I will paint all the wires Ashen Gray. I will not care where the corrugate is hidden, so I will do this later on to show off where this is exposed. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply Ashen Gray on all the wires, and I will do them because I want them to look dark at the end, okay? So I'm going to do that, thin layer of Ashen Gray on all the wires. Maybe you forget some, it's no problem, but I try to do my best to not forget any of them. So I do that, and I come back once this is done. Next, I'm going to use Calendar Sky for the armor plates that I want to paint blue. So, again, I'm doing that because I also want to paint blue the belly armors. Okay, so I'm going to apply this on all the different armor plates. I will try to be careful not to go into the other details, but I will not be, I will still use a quite medium sized big brush. But again, we apply this on all the different armor plates. Take it into account that we are going to, I'm just now putting the base colors because I also want to see how all this will look like on this miniature. So I'm quite, I have quite in mind how I want to go, but I'm just not going to apply this. So Calendar Sky, so we are going to apply this on all the armor plates. So this is how it looks like after putting the blue. I also did the same on the cannons, okay? I'm doing the two set of cannons here. Okay, I realized that the cannons hold in position without almost magnets, so I think it is how I will magnetize them later on. But next, we're going to apply now lead belcher on the deepest parts and some pipes of this guy, right? So this is going to be, so I will keep the decoration of the pipes with the gold color, but I will put lead belcher here, and we want to put it in all the darker parts. Okay, so I will put lead belcher. Where I will not put lead belcher is on the parts that are show of the wires, because there I will use, thinking if I will paint the wires in gold color or in a very light silver. Still thinking about. Okay, so I will put lead belcher, and here you want to avoid to leave any white visible on the deepest parts, so just be sure that you put this metallic everywhere, okay, and you cover the white. If you are in black, it's not a problem, you can leave the black and the deeper recesses, but as I prime in white, I have to be more careful. This is the only step where black may work better than the blue. And I realize here I forgot an armor plate. We are going to correct this as well. So I will apply lead belcher and I'm back once it is done. So I have applied the metallic, as you can see, in all the places. Maybe I forget something. We are going to do it later if we forget something. But now what I'm going to do is I will apply iron breaker on all the parts where the corrugate inside of the tube is visible, okay? Where we can see the cable. So let's do the neck here because it's the part that is going to make more sense. So you see here we have this metal inside visible. So we are going to do them all, okay? This way I take a small brush and I will do them all, okay, as you can see here. Iron breaker is what I'm using for that. And then we are going to do as well the tail, right? So here we are going to do the same. We look for, let's do this side, it's going to be easier to show. So we look this and I do all of them, okay? All this type of tendrils that we have at the end. Okay, I go for a lighter gray to have a lighter silver to have more contrast with the dark gray we applied before. Okay, so we are going to do that on all the tubes, including the ones here, and I'll come back once this is done. Okay. We have done now. The silver on the corrugate is quite visible. Next step, I'm going to apply Nun oil wash on all this. Hey, we are going to apply this on all the metallics. I'm using that. I'm doing this now because it can be quite dirty before doing the next step. So we take a big brush and we just apply this on all the pieces. Don't do it on the blue. Try to go on the blue. We apply this on all the spaces where we have gray and metallic, both metallics we have done up to now. Okay, so this will create some shading. We have to go here inside as well, and will also help to eliminate some mistakes. So I do that, and I will come back once this is done. Okay, this is how it looks like after the wash has been applied. Okay, so we have quite a nice color variation and shading. Now we are going to apply also wash on the blue. We are going to use the Basecoating nightshade, and we are going to apply this on the blue. Sorry, the light is blinding me. On the blue parts. Okay, so we take medium, big, and we start from one. We start with the hidden parts. Okay, I recommend you to do first the most difficult parts, because they are the parts that will give you more problems to apply the shade. Okay, or the wash, and from there we start doing the most exposed parts. So this way you do first this part here, these parts that are always, when you do the wash, try to do it in a way that you can minimize the risk of putting your finger in a part that you just washed, because it's going to be quite annoying. Okay, so this way first I do this internal parts, and now we have to choose an order. We go from back to front or from front to back on this guy. Does not matter too much, to be fair. Okay. Okay, you see on these parts you can go quite. We can do first the belly, for example. There's quite a big portion in the belly. The one we need to wash. Again, when you have all these flat parts, try to go fast and spread the wash as much as you can. I also want to wash everything to have the same color variation. Here in reality, the wash will not add too much, and this we will need to clean up later on, because we'll give a little bit of this type of stain effect. But on the other side, if we want to have the same color tone, the same blue tone, we need to wash everything that is blue. Okay, so we are going to do this. I will do, most likely I will do it more, you can do it also in 2 steps. So first you do the belly, the bottom. Important not to dirt in this way, in taking a smaller brush to have more control, and not to dirt to put wash on the part that we wash with black. You want to avoid no dirt in the parts we washed before. Okay, so we go there and we do something like that. Okay, and we keep doing that. On washes, most of the times people only do 1 layer. You can also do as any other paint. If you think that this is, instead of making a very strong layer, it's better to do a couple of thin layers as well on washes. Okay, if you are not very happy how the shade is looking like, instead of insisting with the same wash, wait that this dries and then do sorry, a second layer. Okay, avoid that is pulling as well as usual. As time you do any wash and you apply any wash, so you have to avoid that is pulling. Okay, you can see from there. We can hold the miniature from the exhaust pipes and keep doing, right? So we have done all this. Okay, and now we'll start with the head. And don't worry if you go a little bit on where we have to put, where we have the rims or the ornaments of the armor plates. It's better you go on the white areas now than leaving a part that is not well washed. Okay, so we want to really be sure that you don't miss any spot and avoid that it's too much in some parts. Okay, so here with the temple, when you see that it's too much, you remove a little bit of it. And we keep doing. So as you can see, it's quite a straightforward step, but it's giving a very nice shading. Will give you a very nice, the armor plates will look great after the wash, will look much better. And it's, for me, it's adding a lot, especially here. You see, you have all this darker rim around the blue part, but it's adding, I think, a lot of depth on a lot of detail on the miniature. So I will do that, and I come back once this is done. The wash is done, and now I will start applying on the armor decoration bronze from model color. So this is just bronze color, and then this is going to be the combination. So I'm going to put this on all the different rims and decorations we have on the armor plates, and I will put it here as well on the head. Okay, so I'm going to apply this. It's going to be, and I will do it as well on the exhaust pipe. So this is going to be the second color. Okay, and it's very similar to the color I used to use in the past, that was shining gold. Okay, it's quite similar, and I was looking for a color that can match my all painting schemes. It's going to look a little bit different because the painting style evolves, but I think it will work well. So I will do that, and I come back once this is done. So this is how it looks like now that we have applied all the bronze color. And the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the other base color, that is to be Ogden Camu, on all the flesh looking like parts. Okay, so let me open this one. It's quite thin down. We are going to apply it, for example, on this type of musculature that is showing on different parts. Okay, I'm going to do this. quite too thin. Let me see if I can mix it better. So we are going to do 2 layers if it's too thin. Okay, so I'm going to apply this on the musculature. This will give, I will go for a greenish tone on all the musculature instead of flesh tone. I want to, give this alien look like. Okay. You can see. So I will keep doing this on all the different musculature, and I come back to show you how it looks like for the next step. Okay, this how looks like now that we have done the green. What I realize is I miss some parts, okay? This is not a big problem, we are going to do these parts later on. I leave them in white, so also like this wire here, because I don't want to forget them later on, so I leave them in white. I also realize here, I'm not sure, I'm not sure where the corrugate, I think I will paint at the end also this corrugate around with the green. So, but what I'm going to do next, so let's do this first because I also forget this part. So we are going to paint, but I want to explain that it's normal to leave parts, it's normal to forget some parts, and sometimes you have to go back and do some parts that you have forget. In that case, I will do them later on because now I want to apply a wash, and I can do them later. It's going to help me also now with the wash, and I will not need to be that precise. I was thinking to leave this type, the coating of the corrugate tube with gray, but I realized that it's connecting with the flesh, so at the end I will leave it in the flesh tone. There's also more parts of corrugate tube popping up in some areas. These are going to be even more visible when we do the wash, so we are going to do them later on. So we will need to do for sure some corrections and cleanups later. This is not a problem, it's quite normal when you're painting a big piece and with some, well, it's quite complex. Okay, I'm just touching here some parts that I almost forget with the green. Okay, if there is parts that are whiter, they will uniform them quite well with the wash. So now we are going to apply a wash on that, and I want to use the I will use the what's called this, the camo shade. I don't remember the name, it's broken, but it's the camo shade. So it's the green that is more like a camouflage. Let me move the camera a little bit because I think I'm a little bit out of focus. Now it's better. Okay, so what we are going to apply this one on the brass parts and as well on the flesh parts. Okay, on the brass parts we'll give a little bit of greenish tone, and don't worry if you go a little bit out and you dirten the blue. It's not going to be that visible at the end, and will help to increase to have this transition with the blue. You see that blue looks quite nice, so I go a little bit out of the blue, of the gold, and a little bit on the blue. Once it's white, it's not going to be that visible. Okay, now it's very visible because we have the glossiness of the liquid. Okay, so we do like that. You can even go over the blue if you want, but I prefer to. So I will do. It's going to be a little bit tedious again, but we want to go all over the gold. Okay, you want to apply this on the gold, and we are going to apply this as well. I will do here on the skin, and you see that the skin will make much better effect than on the gold. I just applied on the gold because I want to paint some shading as on the gold, and I don't want to go to brown in the case. Okay, so you see, it's looking quite nice. Okay, let me do this leg so you can see the leg. So I will do that on all these green parts and on the gold, and I come back to show you how it looks like. Okay, you do as well the inside of the leg. Okay, so if you go a little bit on the, try to avoid to go on top of the metal, but yeah, if you go a little bit, it's not going to be a big deal neither. Okay, you will see now the skin looks much. This is why I went for a quite pale green, because once you apply the wash, it's helping a lot to show all the different details. Okay. And where in the end is going to be darker. Okay, so I will do that. Try to follow an order, not like me, no. Try to do it in an order that makes sense. So I will go back to where I went to the head, and from the head I will go from front to back, doing the legs and so on. Okay, so as I said, I do that and I come back to show you the result. So yeah, this is how it looks like after applying the wash. Okay, and the wash have dry. So you see how the greenish flesh is looking like. And now it's time to start doing some highlights. Yeah, I will do some smoke effects here, but this will come later. So what we are going to do next is we are going to start doing some highlights and cleaning up the blue. So to do that, we are going to use the Canthor blue to go next to the. Okay, this is going to be quite tricky to do, and here what I will do is I will clean up a little bit the wash on the miniature. Okay, so I will apply first Canthor blue. It's much darker than the color we use as a base color, but you can see that is not that visible. So the first thing is to clean a little bit the wash. Okay, so we'll start as well. We start from one point, and from this point we start going. Okay, we will start going like from the head to the tail, for example, and then doing the legs and the way. Okay, so first I apply the Canthor blue. Okay, and once Canthor blue have been applied, I will go back to Calidor Sky. And we are going to, for example, do something like that. Okay, just to give a little bit of color variation and not having just a flat blue. You can highlight other parts, like next to this. Here we have like a damage, so we can highlight the bottom of the damage, something like that. Then we can follow as well this arrow. Okay, so just adding a little bit of color variation as you like. This can be maybe the most time consuming part, but I think it's worth it to do it. Then on these ones that we don't have, especially on the bottom ones that we don't have the rim, first I'm going to apply again Calidor Sky on the edge. Okay. I will not touch this type of rivets that we have there. Do the other side. And then we are going to take even a lighter blue now. Here is where I'm hesitating if I want to use turquoise approach or just... No, I'm going to use Temple Guard blue. We can use this, or we can use Northern blue. I will use Temple Guard blue to give this. You also can use Calgar blue. In my case, I prefer to go for something more electric. Okay, and then I'm going to touch the small rivet with that. And we're going to add some extra edge highlight in some points. Okay. This is going to be maybe the most time consuming part of this work. But it's quite interesting to do that. As you see that the transition is too strong, I go with Calidor blue on top and I soften that. Okay. This is other spikes, I will do it with bronze later on. We do all the highlights before doing the OSL. Here I will also apply a little bit of this. In some parts, just to give a little bit of color variation and also to simulate reflections. Okay, we'll just put it, for example, in that case here at the top. So the operation is we clean up using Cantor blue, then we do some subtle highlights with so let me do, for example, the neck. Okay, I'm going to do the neck. So first I go with Cantor blue and I clean up where the washes have accumulated a little bit too much, and I'm ensuring that you have a nice clean surface. We also clean if in case, for example, here the green went a little bit on top of the blue, so I'll clean that. Okay, and now I go with Calidor Sky. We're going to do something like that here and here. Okay. Now I'm going to do okay. See here a little bit of gold that was out of place. So we have to be sure that we don't have gold out of the rim, and now I go with Temple Guard Blue. Okay, you see that it looks much more lifeless. And if we have a damage, small damage, I go with Temple Guard Blue next to the damage. In this way it's going to be more visible. Okay, so you see here what I have to do, and we keep doing this for the whole miniature. So this is going to be maybe one of the slowest steps that we are going to do, but I think yeah, it's interesting. This color also can be interesting for how it's called, this forgot know the name, the guys with the linings on the armor. Forgot know the name of this legion. Okay, but I guess you understand. So anything that you want to go with quite a deep blue or blue color scheme, it can work, or even for Crimson Fist, and as well for, yeah, I don't think for Crimson Fist more than Ultramarines. But this is a nice way to do blue, and it's quite a nice blue. Okay, so I will keep doing this for the whole armor plates, and this is going to be maybe the most interesting step, and I will show you how it looks like after doing that. Okay, this is how it looks like after doing all the highlights, and now we are going to work a little bit on the flesh. I'm going to use Ogwing Camo. Okay, that was the base color we used before, and we are going to highlight and clean up a little bit the muscles. Okay, let's do this one, for example, here. Have a smaller. Okay, so what we are going to do is just okay. Okay, we'll try to leave some shades, and if we do, well, this is okay, this is not going to be a problem, but if we do mistake, we take a darker green and we clean up the mistake, right? But here the idea is to really to put, the only thing I will show you is here, when you're doing this detail, you will find that you miss sometimes some corrugate tube. So when this happens, take just Iron Breaker for, I know that this can slow down your paint job, but we take Iron Breaker, and I'm going to go over this corrugate tube, okay? This is my way to avoid that I forgot this, okay? Then I close this one and I keep working on that. Okay. This is an advice I want to give, because yeah, sometimes we don't show too much how we do the corrections or some of the small details, and these are tricks that sometimes we don't share in the camera. So as you can see, I'm just now following this rim here. If you do a mistake, it's not going to be a big issue, eh? So you just want to clean up and pop up a little bit the musculature. Okay, something like that. I will focus mainly on the external parts. The insides are going to be more difficult to do. So if a part is very difficult to access, as I said in a video about efficient painting, I'm painting to have this. I'm not painting for a contest, and as I explained, normally my tutorials are to have a very nice standard, but it's not for painting contests, right? More to have a nice standard on the table. So I will keep picking up the different models doing this. The texture, what I find in this musculature, and this is why I don't use dry brush, the texture is not that depth for me to, I don't find the depth to do dry brush. This is why I prefer to do more like this type of layering or almost edge highlighting in some cases. So I'm going to do this and I show you once this is done. So this is how the skin looks like now. Okay, see, it's cleaner. We have some highlights. Now the only thing I want to do, the next thing I want to do is to paint. There are a couple of wires on here on the skin, and I will paint them with etching gray. Okay, this is the same color we use for all the other wires. We need to highlight as well the wires, to be fair. So I'm going to apply this one here. Okay. So, and there is another wire on the other leg. This miniature is more complex than what it looks like because there is a lot of mixture of organic parts mixed with mechanical parts. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to, I think the video is lasting quite long, so I think I will stop here the first part on the tutorial, and I just want to show you that although the weapons are not as advanced as the body, I'm doing them at the same. I have not shared how I do the weapons because I do the same that I have done on the body. Okay, we have the blue, it's not highlighted and not clean up yet. It's only with the washes. We have to use the same way for the wires, and the metallics and as well the same type of flesh for this. And this one is mainly metallic, gold and the blue. It's only washed at this moment, so it needs to be cleaned up. I'm going a little bit more behind with the weapons, but it's not a problem because all what I do in the weapons is on here, so the head is almost the same as the weapons. So I will stop here the first part and then keep tuned because I will do a second part where I will go through other, I will keep working on this guy. Okay, there is quite some work to do, highlight on the gold, highlight on the wires, OSLs that I want to do on different places, and the smoke, and maybe I will do also a little bit of OSLs here and a smoke on the top. I need to think this how I want to give. I think it's going to be more smoky part. So that's all for this first part. I hope you have liked up to now. Let me know what do you think about it. I know that it's not really what maybe you know as alpha lesion, but this is the colors I used in the past, and I want to keep using the same type of colors. Okay, so leave a comment below, let me know what do you think. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and